On the 10th of May 2022, Manchester City announced that they had secured the services of 22-year-old Norwegian forward Erling Haaland, after activating his release clause of €60 million. To be honest, only very few people had doubts about how good a move that was, as most football fans just knew that Haaland would fit perfectly into that Manchester City team who were already known to create an insane number of chances. But even with many football fans and pundits trusting the abilities of the 22-year-old, we have all still managed to be shocked by the impressive start he has had to life in England. In his first official game for City, the FA Community Shield game against Liverpool, he failed to score or assist and even missed a sitter as City went on to lose that game and that trophy to their arch-rivals. But the smile he gave after missing the sitter seemed like a silent promise to the fans that they'd never have to witness such again. And so far, they actually haven't. In fact, they have not even had to witness anything close to that since the Premier League season started. He scored 2 on his Premier League debut against West Ham, assisted 1 against Bournemouth in his next game, scored 1 to inspire a comeback against Newcastle, and scored a hat-trick to complete a comeback against Crystal Palace. 6 goals and an assist in his first 4 games. We sincerely thought that was the best we would see from him, but it would appear that the Norwegian giant had more tricks up his sleeve. Just 4 days after that hat-trick, he went on and scored yet another hat-trick as City demolished Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. With that treble, Haaland became the fastest player to reach 2 hat-tricks in Premier League history, doing it in just 5 games, 14 games quicker than the previous record holder. Did he rest after breaking that record? No, he went ahead and scored again against Aston Villa over the weekend to take his tally up to 10 and become the first player in the top 5 European leagues to hit double figures for goals or assists this season. With 10 goals in his first 6 matches, he has equaled the record for the best ever start to a season in Premier League history. Also, with 9 goals in the month of August, Haaland is already up there as the player with the second most goals scored in a single month in Premier League history, just 1 behind Luis Suarez's record of 10. But Suarez needed 7 games to reach that number while Haaland needed just 5 games to hit 9. Anyway, remember it's only his first month in the Premier League. Just imagine how many more crazy record-breaking months he'll go on to have. One thing is obvious here, Man City are extremely lucky to have the 22-year-old leading their attack, but the question is, why did Haaland choose them? The moment it became certain that the 6'5" forward would leave Dortmund this summer, all the big clubs in Europe showed interest in him. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Manchester City were all leading the race for his signature. Even Chelsea and Manchester United were trying to sway the lethal striker to come their way. Many thought he would make the easy move to Bayern Munich and continue the amazing things he had already started in the Bundesliga. Some thought he'd move to Spain because that's just where the biggest players go. There were even theories that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was Man United's coach at the time, would get Haaland to move to Old Trafford, leveraging the relationship the two Norwegians developed when they were together at Molde. But he instead chose to move to the blue part of Manchester. Why? Well, before we mention why, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also leave a comment on what you would like to see next. Anyways, moving on. First reason has to be because City are clearly one of the best teams in the world right now and there was an obvious vacancy for him. Manchester City have won the Premier League 4 times in the last 5 seasons and have reached the semi-final in each of the last 2 Champions League seasons, going all the way to the final in 2021. It's obvious that the club is already up there as one of the best teams in Europe and the outright best team in England, and who doesn't want to join the best team? Also, with club legend Sergio Aguero having left in 2021, Man City desperately needed a striker to complete their formidable squad. Everyone just knew that if they managed to find a lethal striker that could fill Aguero's huge boots, it would take their game to the very next level. A level that would be absolutely horrifying for their opponents. And so far, you have to say that there really could not have been any better option out there than the one they got. More so, apart from how good City have been in recent years, the team is almost always dominating in games and they create a truckload of opportunities which, as he said himself, is great for a player like him. Following his move to Manchester, Haaland said this: "There are so many world-class players in this squad and Pep is one of the greatest managers of all time, so I believe I am in the right place to fulfill my ambitions." That right there gives us an insight to another reason Haaland chose City: the great coach and the world-class players. Players love playing under a coach who has the right mentality. Someone who is addicted to winning and can push them beyond their limits is players. And that is exactly the kind of coach Pep Guardiola has proven to be. Also, who would not like to play alongside world-class players like Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Dias, Cancelo, Ederson, and the like? Finally, another reason Erling Haaland joined Manchester City is because he has a connection with the club. His father, Alfie Haaland, who was a professional footballer in his day, played for Manchester City and even captained the club, so when he was younger, Erling would often go and watch Man City play live. He always loved the club. Last year, when he was at Dortmund and had to play against City at the Etihad in the Champions League, he refused to walk over the club's crest when he was coming out of the tunnel. He was the only Dortmund player who cared to show his respect to the club by walking around it. Also, after the game, we saw him spend minutes embracing and chatting with City players, particularly Phil Foden. And by watching him, you could just tell that he had a soft spot for the club. And that soft spot he has for those players has translated to a great connection with them on the pitch since he joined the club in the summer. He only joined about 2 months back, but he's already playing like he has been a part of the pack for years. The players seem to know where and how to find him on the pitch. We have seen Foden, Gundogan, and even John Stones provide assists for the Norwegian in the last 6 games, but the most striking connection we have noticed is between Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. Whenever those two are on the pitch together, it is like the midfielder can always pick the striker out from a crowd. The Belgian currently tops the assists rankings for this season, and half of the assists he has provided have been for Haaland. It is not common to see a player fit into a new team this easily and in such a short period of time. And we can categorically tell you that Haaland has never played with any of his current teammates either at his previous clubs or at international level. He first met all of them when he moved to England, and it already feels like he has been with them since forever. It makes us wonder how much more improved their connection, and as a result, their performance as a team would be by the end of the season. Could it be that Manchester City have indeed finally found the missing piece of their very elaborate puzzle? Is Erling Haaland the X-factor that will finally bring home the one trophy that is still missing from an ultra-successful Manchester City's cabinet? Many fans and pundits seem to think so, but right now, we want to know what you think. Get in the comments and share your thoughts with us. While you do that, please make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. That's all from Hattrick for now.